Use my affiliate link to support the channel down in the description. Hey, what's up everybody? It's MadGamesGX here, and I want to really get into a few different topics with Branded that we haven't been able to cover just specifically in any videos, but I think that you guys really need to be up to date on. I get a lot of questions on, so I might as well just commit a video to it. And we're going to be talking today about why you should not be running Eyes Dark Dragoon anymore, slash why it's not very good for this upcoming format. Why did Eyes Dark Dragoon kind of die off in Branded Despia? Because this card was a mainstay in most decks in in most Branded Despia decks until really some things happened recently, and we're going to go over that. We're also going to be talking about why you need to be running 3 Cartesia and 2 Grand Guignol, why you should be maxing out on those cards on top of Quem. We're going to be touching on all these really topics for Branded Despia and just discuss them and show you guys examples why, you know, these things are why they are. So if you guys want to see more Brand Despia discussions like this, make sure to like and subscribe. If this video gets to 150 likes, we will do more discussion videos like this. I will make another one right after YCS Indie. So yeah, guys, also comment down below what you guys thought about this video and check out all the links below, including the TCG player affiliate. So why is Dragoon not very good? Well, to talk about why Dragoon is not very good anymore, we have to look at why it was good in the first place. I think that Branded has really been running Dragoon since the start of time. I mean, there were things like the Protoplant link even that we were using in the beginning with like seals, but then also, you know, later on, you know, we were just teching in the Dark Magician into Branded as a power piece. But I think it really came into fruition with Kashtira format, because Kashtira, all of their monsters targeted. Also, they didn't have a in-engine out for really any monsters over 3,000 that can't be targeted. So Dragoon ended up being a mainstay staple in every Branded deck, especially in full power Kashtira. There were only a couple decks that were playable in full power Kashtira up until Super Heavy released, and one of them was Branded, because you could just go Branded Fusion under a under a full power cash board, and you would be able to make a Dragoon and pop the board and be able to break the board. So it was very good in that respect. Obviously, Diabolos was legal, but Dragoon was one of your saving graces versus Kashtira, and we all know that format lasted forever. So, you know, we ended up using this card for basically into Nats of 2023. Every brand deck was running Dragoon. If you weren't, you probably were capping a little bit. Obviously, it was your best option for going against the Kashtira deck. There were other options, but I think that this was your best option as a Branded player, just teching in 1 brick in order to have a card that was a one-stop shop against the Kashtira deck. You could even run things like Duality to tribute off your Grand Guignol and make a Dragoon for free, really just completely making Imperm useless against your deck for the most part, and then giving you a monster that will be able to play through hand traps as well as an endboard piece was very broken. Now, why are people not running Dragoon nowadays? Well, I think that people stopped running Dragoon really. They started to take out Dragoon and experiment with other things when Unchained came out, because Dragoon wasn't very good against Unchained. And then also, I think that once Typhon released, which was the biggest variable and why I think people are no longer running Dragoon. Typhon is an incredible card that came out in Cyberstorm Access that basically says monsters with 3,000 or more attack cannot activate their effects, and their effects are negated essentially, and also has a non-targeting bounce. So all these things basically equal a Dragoon out. Typhon, every single effect affects Dragoon and is able to turn off a Dragoon. The fact that non-target bounces also is just incredible against Dragoon, so you won't be able to negate Typhon, and it will be able to negate or to bounce your Dragoon. So I think that now that every deck has now that every deck has a card in their extra deck that can out a Dragoon, Dragoon got a lot worse. I think this is just objective fact is what happened there. With Typhon being a thing, I think it really just devalues Dragoon a lot, because, you know, the fact it's just Typhon's extremely easy to make and any deck can make it. So that fact, just on top of the fact that Dragoon, it requires a lot of investment. You have to discard off of Lubellion and then discard off of itself to negate. Unless you're using a Eye of the Goddess, but then you lose the pop, so you're losing your board breaking capability with the card. So there were a lot of give and takes, and no matter how you really no matter how you sliced it, Dragoon was a very hard sell in this current format, especially going into a format with Fire King, which in Rescue A, or sorry, going into a format with Fire decks, which Dragoon is actually okay against. It's pretty good against Fire King, but the fact of the matter is that these decks are able to now run 15 to 25 hand traps now with 10 pie out, so your chances of getting to Dragoon are very slim. And if you want to go the duality route, you always could, but that card's only a once per turn and can break your deck even more. So without Dragoon being a one-stop shop to beating the best meta deck, you know, your reasons to run Dragoon nowadays are really slim to none, but you still see people teching it in here and there. You saw, you know, different, I think the Mexico list ran it, that first place, and then also my friend Yuri Diaz, he's always cooking with the deck, with the card, but you really don't see it in too many topping lists anymore. If you do, it's really just in like South America, or just like not really in the Americas or Europe, to be honest. So I think that Dragoon has become much more of a localized card for, you know, what you think can be useful for Dragoon, but if you're going against meta, it's not really the option right now. With that being said, yeah, we got into why you shouldn't be running Dragoon right now. I think there are alternatives, though, that you could run instead of Dragoon. I think Borreload Furious Dragon gives a wonderful, fills that role Dragoon did with the pop and an ability to get rid of a spell and trap card, except it's always, you can use it, you know, on your turn or your opponent's turn, and also you don't have to discard a card. You pop a monster, which you can use Branded Opening, you can pop an Albion, you can pop cards that are just like you're gonna plus off of it being in the graveyard. So it's a lot more free than Dragoon is, a lot easier to make too. Also, Magnum the Reliever is a great option. You also have the Light and Darkness Dragon coming out in Infinite Forbidden. You cannot make it through Lubellion or Albion because they have to be level 8s, but you can make it through Brandon White and Brandon Red, so it might be something interesting to consider as another Omni Negate as well. Also, there's Thunder Dragon Colossus too as a really nice onboard piece. I think Colossus is actually technically better than Dragoon and Branded. You only have to really run 2 cards, and it helps you play through Shifter. I mean, obviously, Dragoon is the reason why we were running Dragoon. Also, is a really good Shifter out, but we have cards like Draco Stapelia, Borreload Furious, which allow us to play through Shifter just as well, and on top of Masquerade in our back row and our non-engine. So with that being said, if you guys want to see more discussions like this, let's get this video to 150 likes, and we will release the discussion on why you should be running 3 Cartesias into Quem and all that fun stuff. So with that being said, leave a comment below, check out the links below, TCG Player affiliate link, sign up to become a member today, all that fun stuff. See you guys later.